realities of traveling to Cuba right now that you might as well keep in mind. Okay, so I just checked into my room at the Gran Muthu Rainbow Hotel in Cayo Guillermo, Cuba. So the reason why I'm here is because a friend of mine organized a trip with our friend group. He has a birthday soon. He just invited some folks, and before we knew it, there's a group of I think 23 of us here now, which is kind of wild. I've never actually traveled with that many people before. The room, I have to say, so far is pretty nice. This is the junior suite ocean view, and the view from out here in the balcony is totally worth upgrading the room. Wow. I feel like I can't be the only person who finds it a bit awkward when the bathroom looks out into the living room. Having said that, it is really nice being able to have this view. Beach time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to a great trip.
Yeah, really. The sun is intense. In the day that I've been here, I've like already gotten quite a bit of color. Not even a full day. The staff at the Gran Muthu Rainbow was super accommodating with us. One of our friend DJs and played a few sets for everyone in the afternoons. And I'm just going to say that on those days, the Gran Muthu Rainbow threw the best damn pool party in all of Cuba. The Gran Muthu Rainbow happens to also be Cuba's first LGBTQ+ resort. As part of our check-in, we were asked to sign a waiver that established that all guests can enjoy the same rights, which is the first that I've ever seen, and this helped to create a super inclusive environment for everyone staying there. Next, I wanted to talk about entertainment because Cayo Guillermo, where the Gran Muthu Rainbow is located, and the neighboring Cayo Coco are both islands off the Cuban mainland with not much but resorts around. When the sun sets, pretty much all your entertainment will need to be on the resort. Luckily, the Gran Muthu Rainbow did an awesome job at that. Every night there'd be some kind of entertainment, dance performances, drag shows. There was a super fun fashion show one night, and they always opened things up for dancing afterwards. They also have a little club that most people didn't seem to know about, but you do need to book it for your group ahead of time.
And happy birthday to Ben again.
It's been a crazy few days. I've reached the absolute end of how much sun I can get. Everything that there is to do here involves being outside. Wednesday, which was yesterday, was our boat day. So we got on a catamaran. That was actually one of my favorite things. It's always nice to be out on water, but there were honestly like 25 of us, I want to say. It was a lot of fun.
It's human dry, this is 3 years. Super dry well. The super dry one is similar to tequila.
We just anchored and we kind of jumped off swimming, and it was so nice to have some time in the open water. One of the things that we did, we were on a sandbar. The water was so nice and warm. So today, a few of us went over to the Pilar beach, which is like maybe like a 2-3 minute drive west. The Pilar Beach is really beautiful. It's fine powdered sand. It was clean. The water was really wonderful and warm. We really enjoyed ourselves. We got these pineapple pina colada things. Very nice. Before I give my final thoughts, I wanted to quickly mention the shortages that Cuba has been facing and what it looks like as far as the day-to-day experience on resorts. It's a fluid and complex situation, and if you've thought about traveling to Cuba, you might have already come across it or heard it from others. For visitors, this generally means that anything that needs to be imported or produced might not be regularly available, and that the quantity and variety of foods on resorts might be lower than you'd expect. I say this not to criticize, but to keep your expectations in check. My tip would be, ask the resorts ahead of time if there's anything they know they won't have. Some places have run out of coffee, for instance. And if there's anything that you can't live without, make a list and bring it with you. Anything like condiments, peanut butter, jam, etc. probably won't be around. Okay, this is it. Today I went shopping, and I figured I'll just show you what I brought in case this is useful to you. Ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, garlic mayo. So this might seem excessive, but worst case scenario, I go through it all. Best case scenario, I don't, and I bring it back or I leave it there. It's all good. By the way, this isn't a criticism of the resort. It's just one of the realities of traveling to Cuba right now that you might as well keep in mind. And if there's anything that you consider an essential for yourself, just bring it with you. I also picked up some snacks, Maltesers, and Kit Kats, although I started eating them today, so they're already open. The resort itself has delivered, I want to say. Over the course of the week, I've been asking a lot of people, friends of mine and other people who are just staying here, whether this is a place that they would recommend for people to go. And I've gotten some mixed responses. Some people who said, like, oh no, I would not come back. I would tell people yes, but with asterisk these things. So I think some of the positives of the resort is that it's actually a fairly small scale resort. And being this scale also offers a bit of intimacy too. It's easy to meet up with people. It fosters a kind of community almost. So I think that's kind of cool. The other positive too is that generally like the service is pretty good. The people at the front desk, the food issue is that there's not a lot of variety. I would say though, like flavor-wise, most of it they've done a good job with. Selection isn't ever really great there. It's quite modest, I find. I think there'd be some people who'd be able to encounter a situation like supplies not being available or certain foods not being available and are able to roll with it. Others who maybe would say, I'm not willing to put up with that. And I get that. So a lot of it I don't think is the resort. A lot of it is just the scenario that you find yourself in Cuba right now as a tourist. So I'm willing to give the resort a pass on many of those things. One of the things I've been noticing and trying to keep a mental track of are just things that just aren't there or sometimes are inconsistently there, whether it's food supplies or things around the hotel are just inconsistently available. The other day I didn't need the room done, I just wanted new towels. Instead of like a regular sized bath towel, I got 2 hand towels. Like that's a small thing. Wine isn't always available. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. There's this sort of workaround that you end up developing. A couple of people I know, their room has run out of toilet paper, and the answer was, we don't know where you can get more. There's no one else at the hotel who has toilet paper. That I find kind of tough. For me, I am someone who is able to roll with it, but I can see others, maybe they won't. So there you go. So I had a great time at the Gran Muthu Rainbow. Would I recommend people to check it out? I think so. The only real consideration was the food and supply issue I mentioned. Whether that's a deal breaker is up to you. Just to go over costs really quickly, we're mid-March right now. When I was originally looking at coming here in September, the price for this room was $17.85 per person for the week. And when I booked it back in January, it went down to $14.15. If you're looking to come in April, the prices have actually gone down to $965, which I think is a really good deal. To me, the Gran Muthu Rainbow is a step in the right direction for a budget destination resort. Its inclusive vibe was awesome, their entertainment was great, and it's got close access to some incredible beaches. So thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.